I am so excited right now because I just got a new stream camera. For the last handful of years, I've been using the Sony A5100 paired with a Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens. And honestly, like, this looks good, but this is a 10+ year old camera. It's starting to show its age just a little bit. For one, it's only a 1080p camera and it's not the best 1080p I've ever seen, to be honest. But more importantly, it has this forced face filter when you're streaming. Like, kind of see it on my face. It almost looks clay-like and kind of shiny. It's just not natural and it looks weird and I don't like it. And now that I've been streaming over here on YouTube where the quality is a lot better and I've been recording a lot more gaming content, I think it's time that I bump up the camera quality. So I got a fancy new camera that we are going to unbox and then set up. Honestly, even this is kind of overkill, but I don't care. I like cameras. This isn't my normal unboxing setup, but here we are anyway. I'm too excited to get all the lights and everything set up. I love new cameras so much. I have a problem. You guys, this is the Sony ZV-E10 and damn, it looks clean in white. I'm so glad I chose this color. How could you not get the white? It is so cool. Dang, it's small and light. I'm so used to like my big A7 IV camera, which is big and massive, and just this feels like a toy in a good way though, like not cheap or anything. This is nice. But yeah, with this camera, I'm gonna be able to do 4K and it has better color science than this one, but more importantly, no forced face filter. All right, let me figure out how I can make some sort of setup here so you guys can see how I go about setting this thing up for live streaming. Let's go over to Movie 1 tab and the shoot mode. We're gonna change this from intelligent auto and I want it in manual exposure so I can control all the exposure settings myself, which we'll set in a second. And then file format. We're changing this to 4K. I bought the camera for 4K. I want to use it in 4K. And then we're going to do 30p, which is 30 frames a second, but at 100 megabits. So I bumped that up. I like to put my shutter speed at 1/60. So I get natural looking motion blur. And then let's change the f-stop. I am going to change this to be as low as possible to get a nice blurry background. And then for ISO, I'm actually just gonna keep this on auto. Soft skin effect, I want this off. Now, one of my kind of secret settings, if you will, that most people don't do, it's not secret at all. It's just, you go to creative style and honestly, right out of camera looks really good on the ZV-E10, not gonna lie, but I do like a bit of an oversaturated image. I think it just kind of looks nice, like it really makes my background lights pop out. So I'm just gonna bump that to +1. Sharpness, I'm going to bump this down all the way. And then the other thing is white balance, which I always manually set my white balance. I go down to this temperature slider, and I know in my particular setup, around 6K looks the best, but the trick is to come over and make some fine adjustments. Like I know I'm going to need some additional green in my temperature. All right, I'm ready to hook up my camera now, and I have a camera mount attached to my shelf so it doesn't shake around at all. And I recently got this quick release plate so I can easily pop this camera off and on if I ever want to use it outside of the setup. And then I have this dummy battery that I use so I don't ever have to worry about the camera dying on me midstream. And then I have this micro HDMI that plugs into the camera, and on the other end of that is my 4K Elgato cam link. And here it is. This is what my new Sony ZV-E10 looks like. I think it looks pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely a bump up in quality over my Sony A5100. My face definitely looks a lot more natural and detailed. The color science looks a lot better, but most importantly, no weird clay-like shininess to it, no forced face filter. I might need to play around with the white balance just a tiny little bit and the exposure and all that stuff, but overall, this camera is amazing. I'm so excited to start using this in my live streams and my upcoming videos. So if you haven't already, be sure you are subscribed so you can stay tuned for those videos. But that's gonna do it for me today. Hopefully you guys found this video interesting and potentially helpful for you guys, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.